I spent years doing everything right as a wife. I was patient, I was supportive, I was available, I was respectful, I kept the house, I homeschooled the kids, I made good food, and I lived frugally. But the love in my marriage was fading, the passion was dying, and we were sliding into parallel lives. I felt avoided, I felt neglected, I felt resentful. We were losing each other. We were headed for divorce. So what changed? How are we now happier, healthier, and freer, even though we're older, busier, and have almost 4 more kids? How did I become the wife my husband couldn't resist? In this video, I'll tell you, and it's not going to be the answer you might expect. It's surprisingly easy and intuitive, but it runs completely opposite to most of the advice you'll hear on this topic. I dare you to listen to the end of this video and give it a try and see how it transforms your relationship. If you've felt alone, even lying by his side, if his interest and passion seems to be slowly slipping away as life rolls on, despite your best efforts, if instead of smiling or turning toward you or trying to make you happy, he turns away, he avoids you, he grunts one-word answers, you're not alone. Drop me a like or a comment if that's you too. I know you've heard all the advice. Be calmer, be more patient, be softer, respect him more. And hey, if you need to do that, do it. But if you're anything like me, if you get any calmer and softer, you're going to disappear into the furniture. You feel like you're constantly trying and it's never good enough. And then there's the other advice. Step into your feminine. Claim your sexuality. Be more aloof. Care less. Put on little mannerisms or feminine wiles. Learn the art of just the right expression, using the words that stroke his ego. Keep him on his toes. That sounds fun, but then you realize how much work it is, that it's exhausting trying to pull that many strings while you already have so much more on your plate. In this video, I'm going to tell you what these approaches get wrong, why they fail, and what you should do instead to truly become the wife your husband cannot resist. Our marriage started out really happy. Honeymoon period was great, normal adjustments, but as life went on and we added children and we added more stress, the conflict grew. Or I should say the conflict did not grow because I took it on myself to be the peacekeeper, to be the smoother of all things, to make sure everything was calm and comfortable and taken care of. And if I didn't, then I felt bad and I apologized. I was the manager of all things. Keep the house tidy, keep the kids happy, make sure that the food was ready and fun and acceptable. And it did keep the peace, kind of. But eventually it made life so smooth and nice that he didn't even seem to notice unless somehow I wasn't making it smooth and nice, unless somehow it became inconvenient. The problem is, he didn't marry me to become his manager or his therapist or his mother. And sliding into that role, it is convenient for him, and it was natural for me. But it slid me right out of the role of beloved, cherished, adored, desired wife. You can become good for propping him up and supporting his life, but that doesn't mean that you're very much good for delighting in or desiring. The next lie is even more tempting though, and many men will protest vigorously, and women too, that it is the key. Now, there is no doubt that sex is crucial to a good marriage, but you can be completely sexually available, even enthusiastically so, and find yourself neglected, avoided, resented, accommodated. I know I'm not the only one who found herself in this confusing and painful situation. Everyone assumes that sex and availability is the key, that if only you give a man good food and good sex, he will want you. But it's just not true. And if you've been withholding, stop it. It's unloving and unkind. But I will tell you that sex itself is not the key to becoming the wife that your husband really desires. Right along with that is the advice to play games and manipulate, to dress a certain way, to look a certain way. These aren't new things. You can go back and read books from the 70s, from the 50s on how to tempt and allure your husband. And it does build tension. It does contribute to that sort of scarcity mindset that adds a little excitement, perhaps to that area of your life that can sharpen his focus on you. But honestly, I found it exhausting and petty. In my most intimate, closest relationship, I don't want to have to maintain an illusion. I don't want to have to create distance or continually sharpen his desire. If he wanted me, I wanted it to flow naturally and honestly and freely. And if there's any doubt in anyone's mind about this approach working out long term, all you have to do is look at the tabloids or look at the drama section of social media. It's not a good long term solution to try to maintain a relationship or create strength and happiness there. Becoming irresistible is not about manipulation. It's not about feminine wiles. It broke my heart to realize that he didn't want me, despite all my efforts to do everything right. But actually, it set me on the right track to finding what I'd been searching for the whole time. And this is the key. This is what I found. So listen carefully. He doesn't want a housekeeper. He doesn't want a cook. He doesn't want a secretary or a manager. He doesn't want a nanny for his children. And if that's really what he wants you for, then you're actually replaceable. He doesn't want a wife. Here's the secret, even he might not know. He wants you. It's not about what you do for him. It's about being with you. Now, he doesn't want to be your therapist or your manager or your punching bag or your bankroll either. So he doesn't want you to flop over onto him any more than you want him to flop over onto you. But when I stopped living about him and I started living my life again, taking care of me, finding joy and centeredness and who I was and what I wanted, everything began to change. Finding that happy, healthy, centered me who wasn't needy, who wasn't controlling, who could stand on my own 2 feet and enjoy life, whether I was out on the town or knee-deep in laundry, whether I was all done up fancy or with frizzy hair and a robe on. That relit the spark that I had been smothering with all my careful attention over the years. There are 2 caveats. This can't be done in a manipulative, I'll show him type of spirit. It won't work. It won't help. He won't desire you more. It has to be done from a place of real, honest, finding your own happiness, finding your worth, and finding your joy. And honestly, men are human, so I can't 100% guarantee the success of this. I'm sure he has his own stuff to work on too. And the second caveat is, if you do need to work on any of that, if you need to be better at mothering or at housekeeping, if that's what you do, or at not being an abusive partner, or at being more invested in your marriage, if you need to work on any of those things, that's a good place to start. Or maybe that's not a good place to start, but you need to address that. So it won't be any good to be a happy person who is being bad to your partner, if you know what I mean. That aside, if you are like me and you were trying to do everything right and it's not working, so you change your course and you begin to focus on being your happy, healthy, free self, well, it'll be like that ad for the sundress that I've been seeing around all over the place. Either you'll be insanely comfortable or he won't be able to keep his hands off you. So that's the key, and here's my dare. Take a month. Stop focusing on your marriage. Stop focusing on wanting or making your husband desire you. Find you again. Find your voice. Find your joys. Find your passions. Find your choices in your life. Take on your demons. Don't flop them over onto the person next to you to manage, but take them on and deal with them honestly. I know I usually talk about mothering, and so this might seem a little off track for me, but honestly, your adult relationship is the water your children swim in. It's the broth they are cooking in, and you can change the flavor if you want it to change. This is what mothering the mother is all about. And if you need more ideas, you're like, I don't even know where to start. I don't even know who I am anymore. I know so many of us mothers feel that way. Check out my free webinar. It's not fancy. It's kind of rough. It was one of the first things I made, but it's so true. And if you start with those 8 principles that you'll find in there, it will give you ideas, and you'll find it's not just about what you think, it's about what you do. As you go through each one of those principles and start living it again, you will find yourself. And as you find yourself and let that vibrance come up in you, the vibrance that was yours as a little girl, your husband will find you irresistible, and you'll find a great deal of joy as well.